Hi, I'm here with another watercolor painting tutorial for you today. In this video, I paint a peaceful watercolor scene featuring a small red boat floating on calm waters during glowing sunset. That's my goal. Let's see if we can achieve it. Um, I've tried to use soft colors. I usually end up using very bright colors, and I try to copy most of the details from the picture. I've tried to avoid that, especially when it comes to water. Painting water using watercolor. It always I try to end up. I always end up copying the details, pick the ripples, the waves, the shadows, and it becomes such a mess. So this time I've decided not to paint everything that I see, uh, and yet, and yet, you know, sometimes it doesn't look very real, water-like. So we end up um, copying those things, and then just we can't stop it. It's it's a difficult process. I've said that in my previous video as well. So that's the main reason why I chose a very simple drawing today. Very simple. The water don't have much ripples, yet it should look like water. So the paints that I have used is yellow and red and blue, cerulean blue. And I have used the mixes of I've used mixes uh, of these colors for the boat. That is red and cerulean blue for the shadow. I mixed red and cerulean blue for the shadow. So I've tried, like I said previously, I don't like wet on wet because mm, the control is like so difficult and we have to wait for the water to dry. So I use the colors that I use is kind of watery. I'll show you my palette in my next video. I don't have a palette. I use some just some different stuff on the palette. I just use some type of pencil which is not so show worthy. So this time I'm going to not show it to you. Next time I'll buy a palette and I'll show you. So it's kind of a little bit watery. So when I add the waters, it just has the wet on wet effect. So this time I have um, used it. I mean, I've not made it too watery also. So, and I've used very light shadows on purpose because the boat and the sunlight is what was my focus on. Um, so as I said, I've used red and the cerulean blue is for the shadow. I've used red and the cerulean blue for the shadow, and the sunlight effect on the water is kind of difficult. I've tried to capture it. Mm. The brush that I'm using is I don't know. I bought this brush so long ago. I don't know which what sort of brushes they are. They're the cheap ones. They're not the expensive ones. Paper that I'm using is 300 GSM cotton, cold press, and I get the A4 size paper and then I cut it into half. Um, Probably like once I'm confident I'll use the whole A4 size paper. Right now I am just practicing and learning, so I'm using the half of the A4 size paper. This is the brush that the brush that you see on the screen now is I've had this brush for so long, but I never thought of using it because I was using another green brush, and I just used that. I don't know why, but because this brush has got a thin narrow tip, uh, um, so I thought of using it because for the sunshine and the water. Mm, I'm actually new to all this video description and all, so you may find it a little bit boring. Really sorry. I'll try to improve it in my coming videos. Um, so it's almost done, but I also forgot to mention about the soft and the hard edges, especially for the boat, the shadow of the boat, and that's why I chose to use this small green brush. That also is an acrylic brush. It's not an expensive one. I bought it long time ago. Mm, and so so on the left side, the shadow of the boat is it's got hard edges, wherein the right side of the boat it has got soft edges. Uh, so we have to be aware of where the soft edges and the hard edges are, and it makes such a difference. Soft edges, you get it when you have wet on wet, and hard edges you can just outline it, once it is dried. And so this is what how it looks. If you enjoyed this painting, please like, comment and subscribe for more watercolor tutorials, the painting process and some creative inspiration. This was easy, isn't it? It was not so difficult. Okay, thank you.